This is Joe Pinola with Musical Distributors Group, also a distributor of Palmer, which is why we have the distinct honor and pleasure of being here with Stephen Carpenter from the Deftones, who is a big fan of the Palmer PDI-CTC tube DI box. Doing his best Vanna White impression. So, Stephen, basically I just want to know what the PDI-CTC has done for you and your tone, and how it's working with the Axe Effects unit you have here.
Well, hello, everyone. And, for me, it's really simple. I'm using it simply because it's got the tube in there, so I just throw the output of this, which can be dry or seem artificial if you don't really go into it, through these. So the actual signal goes in. If said units in here are all dialed the way you like it, this will transform it back into the genuine thing that is coming from this digital unit right here. So that's the whole purpose of these. You know, they just add, for me, that actual the feeling of the amp. That's actually, I mean, we're modeling the amps in here already. Mm-hmm. This actually turns that artificial bit into something genuine again.
From artificial to authentic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still, of course, at its core, it's a digital replication, but this gives back the life that some would say has been stripped away from it. I don't really personally feel it, but I like that. And like I also was saying also before, I like, and I'm not using totally yet, but I have the 4-band EQ access here, where I could, depending on the room, like I would love to change it in today's room to adjust for all the boom in here and stuff like that.
Now, you guys are a legendary act. You've been on the road for quite a long time, and touring's changed significantly since then.
Sure.
And your rig's shrunk down for, obvious reasons. Now, is this something you would recommend to any other national touring act, or even just because of it?
This is without question quality and efficiency all in one little package. And the truth being is, it actually could probably be smaller if I really wanted it to be and used less. I mean, this is. It's some people are sitting and go, man, that's a whole lot of shit you got there, boy. You know what I mean? But it's not that much. I mean, it could be a lot less. Is my basic point.
Right.
So, but for what I had previously, this is considerably less than what I was already rolling.
Coming from a couple stacks.
But you know what? I'm just, I'm 42 now. I'm getting older, and I realize that I just don't need to carry around all that bullshit no more. It's just not necessary. I would say though, prior to these though, I don't know the actual the model name, so I can't say it. But I've used the blue box, the speaker emulators.
Oh right, Palmer has.
I've used those for years and years. Even before this setup, those were always on my cabs. So I mean, it's like, this is just because I'm not. I mean, this cab is simply here for my own monitoring. It's not it doesn't have DI on it or anything like that.
Right.
But I think about it really, when I actually, because when I go, and I'm gonna go home here in less than a month, and I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna rebuild from scratch. I'm gonna have these just on standby waiting, because I'm gonna rebuild everything from scratch with my cabinet like this is an actual amp, and dial it in that way. And then once I do that, once I go to the DI stage of this, it really just, once I have it coming out of here great, whatever I throw into there that's just coming from that same signal is it's gonna be exact. I mean, just like, when you throw the head, you're throwing that output right out of your amp right through that little speaker emulator into the cabinet. It sounds like the cabinet. It was great. You should have seen it. We were in Europe when Baptiste came out, and I was showing him all the stuff, and Chino was making some comments about his guitar because he has the box on his cabinet. And he didn't know this, and he's been using this shit for ages. Like, it's just they set it up for him, because it's for front of house, really,
Yeah.
And he's like, he's making some comment about whatever, and he's like, bro, you ain't having a microphone on your cabinet for years. Where have you been? But that's how good it is. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't even know that his shit wasn't mic. It was coming DI. He had no clue. So that says everything.
That's a great anecdote. It really does. Thank you for sharing that.
I just thought, it was the most classic moment. I was like, man, you didn't even know it was DI. That's what's so great about it. You're sitting here clowning on me and all my digital technology, and you're doing the same thing and you don't even know it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Stephen. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you're not a Deftones fan, just listen to them. You will be.
No big, don't trip.